Happy Saturday. Let's look at SPX on the monthly chart. So last week we were talking about this 5,700 area, how we've got some support right through here. So that could definitely be a strong area to hold us or bounce. Well, we went ahead and we double bottomed with this October candle at that 56.64 range, somewhere in there, and then bounced back up. So we've been in the same range for about 6.5 months now. We still have some more downside we can see, but typically we do get a relief bounce. We just don't head straight down, right? So be ready both directions. Looking at the weekly, we had this rising wedge for a really long time, and you can see we just pushed below it last week or the week before, and then popped back inside. So this last week was our break and confirmation because we held below it. So still keeping this trend line here to the upside, just to kind of keep an eye on if we did break and head back up. But what I wanted to look at is looking left. We stopped right here at this really strong level. Once again, you can see it on this chart as well. What I'm watching now is we had 3 black crows. We broke lower and then ripped. We have 3 black crows potentially right here as well. So let's see if this week we break lower and then we get a nice pullback. Which would be great. We haven't had a pullback in a little bit before we see more downside. So just be open to both directions when we're trading. This is kind of how we keep from our bias taking over. So looking at this daily, I just wanted to show you, we've had this really big bounce area we were watching for that potential push back up. But we definitely broke lower. But when you look left, you can see we pushed down into the bounce zone. The next day we pulled back up and retested. We broke lower, right? Broke a little lower. Then what did we do? We pushed back and retested. So if you're looking left, you can see my cursor moving. We broke through the bounce zone right through here into the next chop area below, and then we retested the bounce zone. Watch it again. Then we broke even lower through the next chop zone, right, into the top of it, and then we retested the previous bounce zone again. So if we continue with that pattern, we could push a little bit higher, then we could head on down and test this bounce zone right through here next before we get a relief bounce back up to this one and then back down even further. So it's been a pattern for a bit now. We are due a nice relief bounce, I would think, at some point, but if we continue this pattern where every couple days we get a nice bounce up and then we see continuation, that's definitely a nice way to trade it as well. So looking left, you can see the areas where we can potentially bounce. Looking to the right, we need to hold under 58.85 in order to hold our current downtrend.